Hi all, how are you going? Welcome with me, Redski, on a very important round of Redski's Righteous Readings, where I give raw, righteous, but most importantly real readings to you guys, my viewers. I don't hold back, say it like it is, so you can make informed decisions, because obviously everyone comes here for guidance of some sort or another, whether it's confirmation for thoughts or feelings that they're already having, or whether it's to see insight on what someone else is. When I first come into the Tarot community quite some years ago, there was something I was looking for. And I searched multiple different channels on YouTube back then, and I could not find it. It was something that had affected me greatly, yet I thought I could not only be the only one that was affected by this epidemic at the time, and I'm not talking about a virus, even though some people could probably see it as that. No, I'm talking about addictions. And I'm talking about how that affects not only those who are in or using the addiction, but those that are around them. People, the connections, the friendships, the family, the children, example, so on and so forth. And I couldn't find it. So I made a spread. And it's the years it's gone through quite a few different changes. It's been gone through many cultivations. But it's been in its current fixture now for quite some time, and I'm extremely proud of it because it is something that I wanted to see come into a reality, and it's something that I was able to do. Now, my aim for this is not to tell you what to do, and it's not in any way to make you feel less than or to belittle you or to make you feel different. You are all welcome here. That's why when I made this spread, it was hard because I wanted to make it extremely broad so I could cover so many different issues. Because we're not just talking about drugs, alcohol, sex, but we could be talking about food addictions, whether that's eating too much or controlling what you eat to the point of anorexia on the other end of the scale. I'm talking about so many facets of issues here in the human society today that it covers so much of a vast variety of issue here. Think about addiction. What is addiction? It is something that we do to relieve ourselves from hurt and or pain or sufferance. Now think about daily life and all the things we go through that causes pain, hurt and or sufferance. And what we do to ease those moments in time of our life daily. I think you'll find that addiction can creep and crawl into multiple facets of even the most seamlessly together individual. So that's why I'm still here doing this spread every month. And I always will continue to, because I am a firm believer that though we find these challenges in our daily life, we can overcome them once we are gifted the information, the insight to see it, to understand it, and to acknowledge it. Because until that has been acknowledged or seen, nothing else can be done. Because with the failure to accept and or acknowledge, there can be no change here or forward movement. And I'm all about that. All about moving forward. I'm all about understanding, and I'm all about accepting with good, bad or ugly, baby. And that's why I'm guessing you're here today too. So whether this reading resonates for your situation or not, please note that you do have a friend here in me and those who are here also viewing this content today. We are all here for the same reason, and we all support each other in our endeavours, whether we are in the midst of the addiction still, on the early steps of recovery, or whether we are long in that recovery journey, trying to maintain and to keep moving forward. I applaud each and every single one of you for having the strength, courage, and bravery to come here today to view this content. And as I said, whether it resonates or not, please return next month, because these are general readings that will hone in on a group of people. The story, the energy is always changing. And if it doesn't resonate this month, please come back next month, because there may just be a message here for you then. And thank you so much again. Let us begin. So we are looking at the month of July 2022. We are looking at multiple facets of your situation here. And I am going to go a step further this month, because I feel it has been called upon to do so. So stay tuned to the very, very end of the viewing, because there will be additional content for you this month. I would like to say thank you to all of those who especially are returning to continually watch this monthly reading. It warms my heart that people want to seek guidance and help in regards to these situations still after all these years. And that gives me hope that more of us will make change and stand proud for that purpose, no matter where we came from. So, make sure you stay tuned to the very, very end. And let us begin now with the A and R spread for the month of July 2022. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let us begin. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful day outside today. We have the beautiful sun just piercing through this. I've just tried to open up the curtainry a bit without affecting the video too much, because it is a lovely day. We must take heed and sentiment, the simple things in life, I think. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at what's coming in for July 2022 for the addictions and recovery spread. We're looking at multiple facets of those in the midst of addiction, or in the midst of recovery, or further along down that process. What is coming in for any and all addictions? And like I said, there is an umbrella magnitude of what this will cover today. Recovery for July 2022, please. I'll explain it all in due course. For the addictions and recovery spread, please, for those suffering an addiction currently or in the midst of recovery through July of 2022. Thank you. Whoa. Okie doke. This is a very strange reading this month for you, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like this is attaining to a very small group of people, and I feel like this message is very prevalent. That's why it's come through so strong, even though I feel it's going to be for a very small amount of people. Now, I don't want anyone to leave you with a twisted message, so please wait until I've gone through all of it before you get too attached to what is going on. Because I may even clarify some of these placements because I think it needs it, to be quite honest. But I will explain to you in all due course, okay? So here we go. Okay, let us begin. So firstly, the energy of the underlying of the month. Bottom of the deck, the underlying energy so far for the month of July is the Sun reversed. Now, this would normally be the most beautiful card in the deck. And it still is. The problem is it is inverted. When it's upside down, it doesn't atone to that sentiment. It does, however, reflect lacking, wanting, and needing them things, but not reflecting having and or held them things. Not in its current. When the Sun is reversed, there is a lot of unhappiness it speaks an atonement to, and a lot of loneliness, feeling very much like there has been a broken engagement or marriage or relationship, or life feels broken in itself. There's a general consensus of everything's cancelled, everything's just null and void, everything is just lost or clouded or not worthy or not good enough, or there's a lot of woe with this card, is what I want to say. Now, you currently, coming into this reading, coming into July, you're sporting the energy of the Eight of Swords reverse. So this tells me that you are very worried and you're working very hard through the difficulty, through the depression, through all of this disdain and issue at the moment. You're putting in the hard work to try and beat this difficulties, feelings, depressions, emotions, treachery in the past that you've experienced. Or for some of you, there was some sort of accident, or someone passed away as well. For some of you, I want to say. And that's led you down the path of needing to re-look at life's immortality and their lack thereof, and how precious and short it is. For the rest of you, I just feel like there has been treachery and that in the past, and you're currently still supporting a bit of that energy and a bit of that resentment, or trying to really push through it but not quite dealt with it completely yet. You're just trying to move off from it, and you're using a lot of force in that regard. Your obstacle, challenge, the issue that you're facing at the moment, I feel, is the World in reverse. Continuance of the same old cycles. This is imperfect. This is a failure to complete the task that one starts due to a lack of vision or disappointment, or a lack of effort. Not closing things off, not finishing things up. Your emotions through the month of July. We have the Page of Cups. This really does speak to me, and real sense of trying to, in your emotions, be very loyal, be very reflective, and a real willingness to offer your emotions to others in a specific way, or to be helpful and to be perceived as trustworthy. You are really putting your emotions out, because the cups also do refer to emotions, imaginations, and feelings. And I feel like you are in your emotions, forefronting your feelings and being very open. Your thoughts are much more reserved, though, I want to say, with the Four of Cups reversed. Your thoughts, however, are that of just trying to get new possibilities here, maybe a new relationship or new approaches to old problems with new knowledge. We are very much looking to the new, looking forward. Our thoughts are very much wanting to bring in the new. What started this? What brought this all to where it was? What started it at the beginning? We have the Queen of Pentacles here. Now, this is very much the mother figure. It's earth energy as well. So for some of you, I want to say, being a mother, whether that was your mother or you becoming a mother or some sort of stepmother or female figure, I want to say was a big influence in where you are now, down the tube, or in the regards to trying to recover. I want to say that this woman or individual was very full of opulence, and extreme comfort was her niche or need. At first may have came across very generous and dignified, a real noble individual, maybe still is, but this individual really somehow brought you to the point of where you are. I feel like the pressure was too great. This magnificence, this grace, this dignity that this individual embodied, and it was too much to like live up to such like ridiculousness almost. For some, I feel that this individual was quite cruel internally, even though externally looked like that doting mother persona, and was quite cruel and maybe abusive. Feel like always living on my toes, like always like is tiptoeing on my footsteps kind of thing. How to overcome this, how to move forward, how to really make gains here in these issues, like with this addiction and or recovery, or be that as it may for you. The advice the Spirit has given you to overcome this is the 10 of Swords. And at first I was somewhat confused by this, but then I sort of understood. The 10 of Swords is that of pain, ruin, affliction, mental anguish, desolation, misfortune, and disappointment, and taking as much as you can and not being able to take anymore. The reason why this is how to overcome this is I feel that we must take these swords to be pained enough to not want to take another. And that's what makes the progress. We can't skip pain sometimes, because when we skip the pain, we skip the experience. And I think Spirit wants to tell you that, yes, there is much affliction to be had here, and much ruin and pain and misfortune to feel quite desolated and to feel quite anguished. But from this we'll bore a new beginning, because moving forward we now have the 5 of Swords. Now this is going to battle, and I feel you are going to battle for yourself, and you will be one or the other, the victor or the dejected. And I feel here that with that 10 before it, you will have an almighty chance of being victorious here, when otherwise you were the dejected before, in situations that you had tried this before and it had not gone well or right, or where you had not succeeded and you had failed. Sorry, that is chicken cooking. You will be the victorious. You will be the one in control and holding that sword now. And those that hurt you, maliced you, they shall be the ones being dejected and walking off the banks of the shore. And you shall be holding the sword and in control, I feel. The sentiment here. Yeah, 3 of Wands, because you have waited a long, long time for this. Waited for the ship to come in, waited for this opportunity to arise. And I feel it is here and now, where you have the most greatest of opportunity to rise above here. And to be victorious where otherwise you had failed before and been dejected. To be prosperous here where otherwise you had been neglected or avoided or unable to bring it in. The all-important outcome is the 2 of Swords, and the next 2 cards clarify. So the outcome, 2 of Swords, with clarification of the 4 of Pentacles, clarification of the Fool in reverse. The outcome speaks this, my friends. With the 2 of Swords, it speaks of having balance, bringing force back to life, but bring it into balance, and start to bring harmony and concord here back into the forefront. It's that need to have offsetting factors. There could be a bit of a stalemate in relationships, or feeling a bit stalemated in affections here. I feel like I need to tell you that infections are not the most of importance of things right now. Don't get hoodwinked. Don't be blindsided, though. It's time to use firmness here, but bring in harmony and force. The 4 of Pentacles clarifying that is saying to cleave hold of your money. Now is not the time to be wasting money or to be lending it. And maybe it's time to also block that heart chakra from anyone borrowing money as well. But it's time to cleave hold of money. It's time to count the dollars and cents, and it's time to make every bloody dollar and cent work for you. Sorry if your addiction is swearing. I'm trying very hard to be very good. The Fool in reverse, though, I must be honest with you, tells me that you are going to make or be confronted with something that could lead to a very, very bad decision. And it will at first you're a bit indecisive, I want to say, and you bring in a little bit of hesitancy, but you do sit on it, you do think about it, and I'm telling you right now, if you go down that path, it will bring negligence. It will not bring any good to your cause of moving forward beyond this, forward in the recovery, or forward as in beyond this point now of the addiction. I feel there's much to be learned this month. And like I said, there will be challenges, and I feel like these challenges will come in the wake of that 10 of Swords, of a real revelation through pain and affliction. But there will be much growth to be had here, not just mentally, but physically, spiritually, I want to say as well. Be all prevalent and all important. The fox, yes, be careful of someone sly, cunning. It could also be calling upon you to need to be a bit more sly and cunning, and to keep some of your plans or intentions held back, not to divulge every little thing that you've got going on. Okay, to keep a little bit back, be a little bit sleuthy, be a little bit cunning. The second card to fall was the Whip. So this is talking about quarrels, fights, issues. It talks about, you know, needing to whip it. A lot of quarrelling, arguments, discussions, not in good regard. That's some sly cunning, maybe spreading rumor about you. But I'm seeing that you are being divinely guided, as if by, you know, the mysterious that be, by that Tower, an occult card of the deck, which tells me that you are being guided, especially by your ancestors or someone or some ancestral lines that have passed. You are being shown the way, lit a path by those that are guiding, watching over you, protecting you, have investment therefore in you, spirit's guide. It is very much a sense of being divinely guided here, because you've gone through some tough, or you will go through some tough stuff, or this someone in the very much forefront around you, very close to you, being very cunning, sly, or like I said, this is a message for you needing to start to hold some information back, because, you know, words are weapons, information is key. You know, why give people more ammo to use than what is needed? You know, with that whip, there is a lot of quarrelling, there is a lot of arguments, there is a lot of uncertainty here. Need to really cut some ties here as well, relationships, and therefore, but we are being divinely guided with that Tower. We are being shown the pathway, we are being shown the light. There is much light and illumination. I feel A and RS people coming here today, that there is much guidance to be learned through the pain and or sufferance that we are experiencing through July. I feel that what we are going to take from this is so much more than what is going to take from us in this. So I hope that gives you comfort in some small way as you travel through this, and do go through those more negotiative moments where it is more of endurance of soul that is needed as we go through the dark to see the light. And I wish you all the very best through those journeys and travels and moments in time. But I do hope to see you next month for the August round. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me, Red Scale, another round of Righteous Readings, raw, righteous, real readings. And I hope I was able to give something of use to you today. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope to see you again on the next round. Till then, light and love to all, and best travels on your navigational through addiction and or through the midst of recovery. Bye all, take care. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, I did want to do a little bit of an additional for the addictions and recovery spread for July 2022, and I have pulled some additionals from my additional decks here from you now. These are via Oracle and other means. I have pulled 6 cards for you from 5 different decks. We have your spirit animal, we have from the Wiccan, we have a gemstone, we have your spirit angel, and we have the ruin cards, which I have picked 2 from. We will start with the Wicca card, which your season, you had a season, come out, which was the season of winter, is your card. And it reads as follows. The long dark days of winter are rich in magical tradition and are associated with the moon and darkness, as well as feasting and celebration for the rebirth of the sun at the winter solstice. Winter brings cold days and long nights. Crisp, icy weather and clear, open skies reflect winter's radiance, while the stark stilettos of bare trees remind us that nature is ultimately uncompromising. What is born will one day die and return to the earth. It is time for introspection and reflection and nourishing ourselves in mind, body and spirit. The focus is on wholesome foods, plenty of sleep, brisk walks and taking care of ourselves. Spend time each day meditating and journaling deep within yourself. And I think I kind of touched on this with the reading. It is time for that introspection and reflection of oneself. To be honest and true and to peel back the layers like an onion and to reveal the inner core of the truth of it for yourself, for your growth, for your own knowledge and for maybe even your own sanity in some ways. There is a lot to be gained from this. Your July crystal to help guide and assist you is the chrysoprase, and it stands for fertility, love, compassion and truth uplifting, and it is a beautiful stone. Chrysoprase helps open the heart center and allows you to feel the presence of divine unconditional love. You are entering a fertile period that will enable you to creatively express your true nature in a loving and compassionate way. Through this, you will give birth to new ideas that reflect and align with your true essence, and you will love to create, manifest, and achieve. And that is now possible. Provided you remain true to yourself, listen to what your heart is saying, be guided by your intuition, and you will create the success and fulfillment you so rightly deserve. Many wondrous experiences are in store for you. And I feel that too, that sentiment, to be honest. I do feel that there is much to be had here, much to be learnt, much to grow from, and much to see. Your angel for the month of July to guide and assist you is the angel number 9, the angel of clairvoyancy. So your third eye is opening. Be observant of the signs and visions you receive. You have received this card because your angel of clairvoyance is here to remind you that you are a natural clairvoyant. Your gift has been reawakened and your angel of clairvoyance is ready to guide and teach you how to utilize and rediscover your ability. Pay attention to your dreams, daydreams, visions, and the symbols that cross your path during the day. Now is an ideal time to write down any repetitious ideas, images that you may receive from Spirit. The messages are given to you via your angel to assist you in making connections to the spirit realm. The messages come in forms of guidance, information from a loved one. Maybe it's in regards to a warning or your angel trying to send you messages to help assist you with helping another. If you have received the card, it is because it is time for you to work with your gift. We are all spiritual beings living an earthly experience. And when you are born into this lifetime, you forget the abilities and gifts that you had prior to arriving to Earth's plane. Now is the time to reawaken your gift of clairvoyancy. You have probably been aware of your gift, but you have not been sure or unknown how to use it. Be open to receiving assistance from above and be amazed by the images that will present themselves to you. These symbols, signs you receive are from your spiritual teachers. The affirmation is as follows, word for word, for this card. I am ready to reawaken my gift of clairvoyance. I know that I am guided by my angel of clairvoyance to utilize my natural abilities to see and understand the information that is shared with me from the spirit realm. Let's move to your ruin cards now for the month of July. So the first ruin card we had is pronounced Tiwazi, meaning divinity or sun. A key theme for this ruin card is the sort of passionate leadership that takes into consideration the greater good. It may suggest the need for self-sacrifice, but if you can find the strength and self-discipline to work for the benefit of all, rather than just yourself, you will reap rich rewards and the respect of others. Victory is indicated here, but only if you proceed with personal honesty and consideration for others. You need to be proactive, not reactive now, and find the courage within to take whatever action is needed to achieve your goals. Don't take action for the sake of taking action, though, as this card is also a warning against rashness. Be cautious and open your mind to the options of others. Weigh up the pros and cons, know where your strengths lie, and then move forward with justified confidence in your ability to be a committed and successful leader. Strong advice there. The second card you had for the ruin is pronounced Ingwazi, meaning earth and sacred. Iwazi is linked to sexuality and fertility and is a sign of passion in a relationship or tremendous creativity in work or business. There is strong energy driving you forward, and if this exciting and positive momentum continues, success is likely. This ruin card is also a symbol of green shoots and being free to move forward in a new way. The old is left behind, challenges are resolved, and a new dawn breaks. You are breaking through to a new way of thinking and living, and there is no looking back. Now is a time for glorious new beginnings, and you are encouraged to seize the moment. Iwazi truly carries with it a sense of magical possibility and the promise of peace, relief, happiness, and inner growth, as long as you don't allow fear to hold you back. Sometimes it is not our limitations, but our ability to shine that we fear. This card is encouraging you to step forward and to shine brightly. Your spirit animal was the gorilla. Take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. So I feel like advice would be wise to take from those maybe closest to you that you respect and admire. But it was just an additional extra, so take it as you will. And thank you so much again for joining me.